Right, yesterday was very entertaining. Every day is quite eventful. Gold was up quite a lot, outperformed silver by quite a bit, closed quite nicely, gave back some, but closed quite strong in the end, up 1.5%. And today so far, we've retested yesterday's lows and we're already, back at the unchanged level. So this is quite bullish. I think gold hits 5,000 before silver hits 100. I thought it'd be the opposite, but as of yesterday, I think I've changed my mind on that one. But gold had a good day. Silver was down, but bounced before the close. And so far, again, today we've tested yesterday's low, looking good also. Right. Yesterday at low of day for the metals, it looked like, oh, for me, I was like, are we gonna go down before we test the big numbers, the 5,100? But now it looks good again. So once we close above 96, boom, we should go test 100. Maybe that's for next week because it's already Thursday. But gold, I feel like gold might hit 5,000 before silver hits 100. But who cares? Who absolutely cares? Before I check the miners was sort of sideways down, right? I want to check yield. I'm going to look at the dollar, but I'm not going to spend long because it's kind of irrelevant. We've gone up regardless of the dollar going up or down. The dollar's basically stayed down, right? Since flushing this sort of level, the 100, we've just sort of traded below 100 for a while. Not really relevant. It's in this channel. I think if we close below here, this sort of 98 zone, down we go to 96. And if we lose 96, ooh, down we go to 90. And that should be extra bullish for gold and silver. But honestly, even if we go up, that'll just make gold and silver go up less fast or something. I don't think it changes. And a lot of the stocks are priced in dollars anyway. It used to be almost 100% for me, but now I've got quite a few Canadians. It doesn't matter. What I really want to show you are yields. I'll start with Japan. I mean, it was a bit scarier 2 days ago, but I mean, what the heck is going? This looks like I was going to say a crypto altcoin, but actually it looks like a gold slash mining ETF, just up new highs. We took out two, and honestly, I mean, I think this just keeps going up unless the Central Bank of Japan changes its policy and does something, which Trump was kind of hinting that they were advising them to do. But this just goes up, and you look at they got conservative party in power. They just want to spend, they just want to print, they just want to drop interest rates, kind of like Trump administration is like fake fiscal conservatives. This will keep going up, and this is a financial crisis making thing, right? Yields are going up. Japan is extremely scary. Something's going to happen now. As soon as the market pays attention to this, it'll just cause a crisis in 1 or 2 days. The EU is also pretty screwed. Look at this. Look at this descending. It's breaking out of as soon as we cross this 2.9, we go straight to 3. We take out 3. It's over. So all this EU tough talk, Macron with his sunglasses, look at the French yields, even worse. That's like days away from closing above 3.65 and then see you later. You're screwed. So Europe is just behind Japan, right? The US, if you look at the 30 year, the rest is sort of subdued because the Fed is going to do its thing, especially when the new guys are been appointed. But I don't see a change here. I see this just going up. Yeah, they're going to cut rates 100 basis points probably, print, do like QE on the side and then direct QE. But long yields, long term 30 years, I think that's just going to go up. So yields are going back up, and you haven't really seen that translate in the dollar move yet. But I'm going to start paying attention to yields more. Right, back to not even gold and silver, but the miners, right? So yesterday was kind of a sideways day. Gold was up, silver was down a bit. I'd say sideways for the metals. The miners were down, sideways down, nothing crazy. It's a sort of rejection candle. We're not ready to keep going up. All right. It was a bit of a anticlimactic. Again, the best moves were pre-market. That's why I always trim a little bit pre-market. I did some trimming. I'm trimming this move. We go up today. I already trimmed higher than where we are. I don't know. We make new highs. I'm just trimming this move towards 100. Small little 1, 2, max 5% per stock. At the moment, it's like 1, 2%. It's pathetic, but over some accumulation, it kind of I do see my cash position growing, which is good because at the moment it's like 10% of my overall portfolio, which is not good enough. Normally you'd expect a gap close here, but gold and silver are looking okay again, so maybe we don't get that gap close today. If we get some sort of a drop, yeah, we'll gap close. I don't even know if we're going to ever close this gap here unless we have a bigger move down later. Maybe we will gap close it in a few weeks or something. But for now, I can't see this gap at 92.5 closing. Maybe this one, maybe today, if everything drops a bit, it'll just be a healthy retracement anyway. The trend doesn't change, but sideways down, GDXJ, same candle, maybe not as bad, little bounce. I can just cycle through them quickly. They're all the same. SIL, same thing, looks just like GDX. SILJ is my favorite barometer at the moment. A little, not as bad, and also bouncing pre-market because the metals are up. So you just got to watch gold and silver. The miners are kind of still independent to the S&P and all that, so let's leave it there. All right, let's look at the portfolio itself. I'll cycle through it quickly because it's pretty similar to GDX and the miners in general. There you go. This looks a bit better actually. Didn't venture as low, you know, relative to the GDX. So Newmont, nice new move yesterday. Kind of closed unchanged, so that looks okay. Outperforming. Barrick, a bit like GDX. You can see the resistance at 50 though. It's been quite a while now. So Barrick is I'm gonna say underperforming slightly, but if the metals just go up, it'll go up too. Agnico, same as GDX, big rejection. The open was the high of day. I don't like that, but doesn't mean we can't just go staircasing back up as gold moves and then boom. And it'll be a very steep staircase because things move fast these days. Pan America, same sort of thing. 60 is now new resistance, big number. That's an easy one. Wheaton, oh, that's a big one. Although Wheaton was outperforming slightly, that's a big rejection. Even into the gap zone, you might as well close it. You might as well just close it. It'd be nice. It just goes down, closes. Okay, back up. That's a big rejection, actually. Down 3%, definitely underperformed, but nothing changes. This is just printing money. I mean, despite the miners going up, 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 you've seen all the arguments that they're cheaper now than before because of the relative price of the metals. Franco, same thing. Nice bounce towards a little bit of a bounce towards the close. So I'd say outperforming GDX a little bit, unchanged in the end. Metalla, no surprise there because it's been stubbornly resisting 8.6, so it didn't take that out, but not the worst candle. Come on, crack 8.6, then it goes to 11. Right, the mid-tier goals. I am gold, which had an incredible sort of 15, 16, 17% the day before. Opened higher, closed at low of day, but still not the worst. 3% after such a huge move is okay. Equinox, which ended up having a pretty good day the day before. Big drop, 5%, even closed the gap and bounce. Let's see if we can go. God, I should move these resistance levels. Huh, I didn't notice that 5% by the close or something. Okay. B2 gold. Absolutely didn't expect that. I've seen quite a lot of bullish, well, I've seen one or two bullish comments on B2 gold as being like one of the cheapest stocks out there. And I'll just take their word for it. Rick Rule, right, likes this one as one of the best ones for 2026. Yeah, I mean I did trim already 479 and my next sell was supposed to be 519, but I moved that up to here, little trim. I'm just doing little trims now again. I mean placing the little trims. 529, is it? Or 39? Doesn't matter. I feel like gold and silver move up. This is gonna start to outperform and make up for this absurd sideways action here. That's really horrible. Whilst everything else is moving up. But I feel like it's going to outperform. If you were to do B2 Gold versus GDX or versus other peer stocks, I'm sure it's coming out of the bottom because it's underperformed and now it's so yeah. And it was even green yesterday. Harmony, fair enough. Made a new high like everything else on the open. Looks very good actually, Harmony. Higher highs, higher lows. Just need the metals to go up to keep it going. Aris Mining, also quite good. New high. Even ventured higher after the open. Nice bounce before the close, and here we are pre-market. If we close above 20, I don't even know where to sell this one anymore. All right, I'm gonna stop zooming out. Every time I zoom out, I just get sidetracked into how beautiful this is, but that's besides the point. I don't know whether, I mean, obviously resistance all the way up 27, but before then, big numbers. little fake gaps. I don't know. I guess I'll just judge it based on gold and GDX at this point. Really good stock. SBSW, obviously that's more of a platinum one. Wow, this is one of the best candles out there. That resistance at 17.7. I trimmed this one yesterday, just 17.6 something, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure. This looks like it just wants to go higher anyway. 18.49 in the next one, and then 20. Wow, this is gonna make it. I can't believe it. It's gonna make it from there to there in like a couple of months, basically. Look at that. Not even a year. It's been like 9, 10 months, and it's just all right. Silver stocks, unbelievable. First Majestic, that's okay. Or this doesn't look so good when I zoom in. This is actually not bad given what silver and SIL looks like. Definite little flaw there. Looks good. Just need to close above 23 and then boom, off we go to 24. Can it do it today? Maybe silver starts to outperform gold again. As soon as we close above 96, this should just start to run with silver. It's technically ready to follow silver hard up. 24, then 25, then 27, not even 26. That's what I've got. Looks ready to go. Just needs silver. What a move. Um, Actually, let me just look at Fortuna. I haven't checked that in ages. Nice. Well done if you're still holding that. Although it doesn't look like it's outperformed Heckler or First Majestic, or maybe even CD. CD looks good too. Just confirming resistance at 23.6. Completely obvious. Nice. Double bottom from yesterday. Same candle as yesterday. Copy paste. Just need that little silver at 96 and this thing will crack 23.6 and off we go to uh 25 point something, basically 30. We squeeze through 100, this thing runs to 30. And then CD is basically doing what I thought it might do, which is slowly climb back up and then outperform. I don't know if it's going to outperform. Probably hasn't outperformed the Heckler. Let's check Heckler. I don't know how that just continues to outperform. Look at this. I remember looking at this one at low of day thinking, maybe we're finally done. Trimmed some silver miners yesterday. Near high of day and also near low of day, I did a little extra trim thinking, we're going to cascade down. Maybe 100 is not going to happen. And now the candle looks good and now silver looks good. And it's not that I wish I hadn't done the double trim. I understand why I'm doing it. It's ridiculous from basically 4 to 30. What the hell? But yeah, it looks like people are not really caring about technicals so much and just looking at, the price of the product they're selling and where it should be revalued. And this thing, we close above 96 and keep running for, we're going to be above 30 at 96, probably be at 30 at 96 in silver. And then if we're running to 100, time for some squeeze, FOMO stuff, and up we go. Yeah. Once we get here, obviously I'm trimming. I don't even think I'll trim 30 because I trimmed like 28.99 already. It's the same as 30. I might let it run. Hopefully it does run. But I'm telling you, at 35, I think I'll be trimming more than the usual 2%. I'll probably do like a 10% or 2 times 5% sell once on the way up to 35. I don't know. We'll see. I get a bit emotional sometimes and could just sell more or just get scared into not selling. Sometimes I do things pre-market or after hours when things stop moving and I can think more. But basically, you should be selling this peak up here, right? If we get there, it's still another like 20% or something. That's I mean, then what? Once you close 36, then what do you look at? You look at this. What does this represent? 1968. I mean, what? Oh my God. You probably just do 40 and gaff. I don't know. But these trend lines will come into play soon. It's beautiful and strange at the same time. Last one, EXK. Might as well stick to the weekly because that's what you need now. Basically, this needs to hit 13. I'm so surprised we're not there already. We should have been there maybe months ago, you could say. But at this rate, it looks pretty close to happening. 1250 is your resistance. I need to move all these lines a bit. So once we close above 12, maybe 60, well, it happens same day, won't it? 13. After 13, I'm done with the trims. Like that's the way I do it. If I look at like Barrick, I have some trims ready because we haven't hit all-time highs yet. You know, all-time high is nearby, of course, all the way up here at 56. But after that, I just remove the cells. And if I do place them, it's sort of improvise or I'm looking at GDX. Because if I look at almost any of the other stocks, the Knico and all that, they've taken them out, so I remove my cells. There's no obvious place, but for EXK, 13 is an obvious place to trim. It's the last resistance, last obvious resistance based on the past. But once they've taken out their past resistance, I kind of just remove them. Doesn't mean I'm not going to trim randomly, but there's no obvious place, so I just don't place one automatically. All right, that'll do. The juniors were just, I don't cover the juniors that often because for me, they're long-term holds. If they move like 20, 30%, I might look at one or two. Um, but I just prefer to stick to the seniors and the mid tiers. Aya Gold though is a bit of a I always forget that one because it's Canadian. I always group it with the junior Canadians, but this is a bigger stock. This one just following everyone else. Higher, new high yesterday, closed near low of day. And I'll just keep going up. 30 is soon there once we hit 5,000 slash 100. Um, all right, let's see. There's so many things going on. The news, the data. It's hard to cover everything, so I just stick to the technicals. So I'll leave it there. Let's see what happens today. But I don't think the trend is changing for gold and silver. So 5,100 still in play. So let's see what happens. Good luck.